every girl's like fashion in a way, whether it be, you know, like one of those bling blings or street or whatever. But I mean, every girls have their own fashion too. So it's a broad question. I feel like I do like fashion, but sometimes I don't because it just seems like a lot of work. Fashion industry is very competitive, as it is with every other industry, but something about fashion nowadays, it's like the big thing. Even those people who are not that involved in fashion gets into fashion, so I think the industry is really big, a lot of potential, but very competitive. I don't think I'm a slave to fashion every day, but sometimes when I feel like really dressing up, I do feel like I'm criticizing each point. It's like, and like I need to get that shoe that costs like fucking, I don't know, 3,000 baht or, you know, above, you get what I mean? Like, yeah, so in that sense I do, but not necessarily all the time. I've been shooting some with Sammy, my friend, who's an aspiring photographer right now. It's fun, and I also work for a photo company, so I understand the business, how you do it, and it is actually a lot of, you know, work and fun. Would I like to do it? I like to do it for fun, but maybe not professionally. Bad things about fashion, I guess, like I said, like nowadays everybody's so into fashion and it's great, but I feel like some people, they like, you know, fashion is costly, we all know that, and you know, like people sometimes go to the lengths they don't have in order to have that kind of, you know, fashion satisfaction, I guess. So in that sense, I guess it's quite negative because sometimes people are entitled to do things that they can't afford or they just can't do just because in the name of fashion. Beautiful people. I think beautiful people is very subjective. You never really know who is beautiful. I mean, you might look really hot to me, but you might look like a fucking ugly ass to some other guy, you know what I mean? So, in that sense, do I think fashion is for them only? No, I mean, fashion is for everybody. Even like a fucking, have you ever heard of something called beggar fashion? Like, you know, it's like the kind of things they wear, and some people find that really cool, and they want to like copy that. Like, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is fashion is just everywhere. What do you wear? I definitely don't think I follow the crowd because I feel like following the crowd is always, it's kind of like losing your touch of sense of fashion. Because your touch of sense of fashion, everybody has their own kind of sense of fashion, but if you follow everybody, you're just merely copying them. I don't think that's, you know, following your sense of fashion. Designing fashions are awesome, actually. I'm really impressed. Actually, it's really interesting you brought that up because I never really was interested in designer fashion, but lately because of my friend Sammy, I was like thrown into this like circle of Bangkok designer fashion, and I never really thought much about Bangkok designers, but like when I paid attention to it, it was actually a lot more, you know, it's like it's got that style that I really liked, that I've never, you know, like paid attention to. So yeah, it's quite creative and it's also quite efficient. Sometimes it's not, but yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Street fashion is one of those fashion that, like, I think anybody could try and they'll be happy with it, because like when we talk about street fashion, I'm thinking about like big shirt, like, you know, jeans and whatever goes with those two. It's like the most casual fashion that I could think of right now, and you can never really go wrong with them. So I think they're like one of the more easier like fashion to get into. I really like hair, I like how you can dye your hair, you can do those kind of weird ass cuts, and you can do perms and whatever, but I don't necessarily do it on me. I like shoes, but I'm not too crazy about it either. But I guess what I'm really crazy about is probably like nice skirts for some reason, because I feel like skirts are like, you know, they're just kind of easy, you know, if you get what I mean. You can just wear them, you can put leggings on them, you can just wear it how it is, you can wear pants underneath. Yeah, skirts. Okay, well, the most fashionable person and the one that gave me the most impression in fashion, I guess, is G-Dragon. He's this Korean K-pop star. Used to be, I think not anymore. I mean, he still is, but like he's not really active. But he's just involved in a lot of, you know, fashion world or whatever that's going on. Yeah, he's really like, I think he's like one of those first person I saw like who is a guy wearing skirt kind of thing. You know, it's just he's trying to push that boundary. You know, he's got that mix of Western and Asian thing going on. Cause like fashion, I think, when you are able to blend the fashion that seems so like completely like from another world, when you're able to do that, that's fashionable. Could I date? I mean, I don't really care much about fashion, like the other person being very fashionable. It's nice to have a fashionable, you know, person to date, but yeah, I mean, that's not really my priority when I see another mate, so. I could say Sammy, but you know, that's like, you know, I already mentioned him, so maybe I'll think of something else. I think Junya Watanabe, when I saw his stuff in my last trip to Japan, I was so, like, I really loved how it's quite unisexual as well. Like, what I mean is like, you know, his blouse meant for men, I tried it on and it looked fucking bomb as shit and I wanted to buy it, you know? Like, when you can like kind of like cross the border of gender with one article of clothing, I feel like that's, damn, that's, you know, that's something. My fashion is a mix and match of things that I've seen on Instagram. Like, I used to be goth, and then I turned like one of those like you know, metalheads with like studs and all. Like, I always wanted to have a mohawk, but then now I'm kind of like, you know, more chilled down, like toned down, and now I'm just like wearing like easy stuff, easy everyday stuff, like, you know, smart casuals. But yeah, there isn't anything else like interesting about my fashion though. Honestly, when I first heard that name, the first thing that came up to my mind is that, yeah, it is a street fashion like brand name, because Uptown kind of suggests maybe you going high with all that drug, and cocaine is a drug, and what, Temple? Maybe it's like, yeah, like worship me bitches kind of thing, I guess, or like it's saying that, yeah, this shit holy as shit, man, like that kind of stuff. That's what I thought. Well, the first person I would say is my brother.